Hi, and welcome to your practice. Today we'll be really grounding down into this earth, into this place, wherever you are. And as life often throws us up uncertainties, we'll be using this practice to bring us back down into the ground. So you'll just need a mat and a comfortable place to practice. And we're going to start sitting. So you could sit on a blanket or a block or a cushion and take a moment to find your spine. Lengthen up through the crown of the head, and at the same time feel the sit bones rooting into the earth. Let the palms of your hands face up, and let the backs of your hands relax on your knees. Option to close your eyes or to rest your gaze on a space just in front of you. And then begin to connect to your breath. So feel the breath, breathing in, coming up the spine. And breathing out, sinking your sit bones down to the ground. As you breathe in, this crown of the head lifts up. As you breathe out, you feel the earth beneath you. Just continue to breathe naturally through the nose, feeling the length of your spine and the inhale, and the ground beneath you on the exhale. And then we're going to begin to connect our hands to this breath. So as you breathe in, spread your fingers. And as you breathe out, clench your fists. Breathing in, spread the fingers. Breathing out, clenching. Just continue breathing like this, moving the hands in time with the breath. See if you can sense that grounding sensation as you make those fists. And that opposing lightness as you open your hands. Take another 2 breaths here. And then bring the palms of the hands to face down on the knees and relax your shoulders. Just take a moment to feel how that position of the hands affects your body. Affects your mind. And so take your time. We're going to come into downward facing dog. Take a moment to bring the hands onto the earth so that you can see the color of your mat. Tuck all 10 of your toes, and then slowly and carefully lifting the knees up, pressing through the hands and coming into downward facing dog. Head, neck and jaw are relaxed. Imagine you're trying to win a competition of how high you can lift your hips. Heels can be some way off the earth and knees nicely bent to feel the sit bones being lifted. And then feel into the grounding of your hands. Pressing all 10 of your fingers and the knuckle of the index finger down. Perhaps take a breath out through the mouth. Let your body find this space of stillness. Allow even your gaze to be still here. Hands plugged into the earth, hips lifted high. Take one more breath here. And then take a breath out and bring your knees back down to the ground. hands directly underneath the shoulders here. You can untuck your toes if that feels good. And then let's take a breath in and release the left leg behind us, extending the leg. As you breathe out, round through the spine, knee towards the nose, and then take a breath in here, really press the hands down to the earth. As you breathe out, step that left foot forwards between the hands, and then come up by pressing the left foot into the ground, into this square lunge. The right hip flexor is really nice and long, shoulders relaxed away from the ears, hands into the heart center. And then take a moment here to really ground down through your knee and that left foot. Press through all corners of your feet. Lift your inner arches and feel the power in that left calf. From here, imagine lifting up from the pelvis all the way into the crown of the head and grow an inch taller. Let your hands at your heart center reconnect you to yourself. Just take one more breath here. As you breathe out, bring your hands back down towards the ground. Heel toe your left foot out towards your left hand. Tuck your right toes. And we're going to step that right foot forwards so that we come down into a squat. Now your heels may lift off of the ground, and that's okay. You might like to place something underneath your heels here as well. And then let's keep the hands down on the earth. Knees tracking over your second toe. Relaxing the shoulders. You can support your weight with your hands. Notice how this position feels. All of that apana, that downwards energy coming through the pelvis. Feel the earth, the ground beneath you. And then take your time to press into your hands. Begin to lift your buttocks up. And then heel toe your feet so that you are in a forward fold, Uttanasana. Bend your knees so much that your belly comes towards your thighs. And then let your head relax down, hands on the floor. Take a moment here to really feel into the feet, pressing down to lift up through the pelvis. Imagine that every time you breathed in, you were like a tree drawing life from the ground. And every time you breathed out, you allowed your body to relax into this support. Really nice. Let's take a breath in here and bring the hands onto the shins. Lift through your heart space. Press the back of the knees back. Extend the spine. And then take a breath out to rebend your knees. This time step that left foot back, but not so far so we can come into our box lunge. Pressing through the right foot. Imagine pressing down through all four corners of your feet. And then bring your hands back into your heart center here, pressing the heels of the hands together. And this serves to open through the shoulders. And then let's check in again here. How tall can we make ourselves from this root of our feet, our knee, lifting up through the crown of the head. And just take one more breath here. And then as you breathe out, let's bring the hands down. Lift up through your right foot and then bring your right knee towards your nose. Take a breath in here. And then as you breathe out, extend that right leg away from you, kick out through the heel. Take a breath in. And then as you exhale, bring the right knee back down. Really nice. So we're going to tuck all 10 of our toes here again. And then begin to walk our hands back towards our knees, coming into a toe squat. Now just double check and make sure that all 10 of your toes are tucked underneath. Sometimes the little toe escapes. And then bring your hands back down. Sit back onto your heels, and an option to even bring your hands onto your knees. So check in with what feels good for your body. This can be a very intense pose. Some of us, we might feel comfortable here, but for some of us, we really will need to have the hands supporting us. We're going to take 5 breaths here. So close your eyes or soften your gaze. And then really connect into your feet. Let your toes connect to the earth. And feel the energy pulsating through this part of your body. One more breath here. Really nice. We're going to walk our hands a little bit further back now. See if we can roll onto the balls of our feet and come into a squat pose from here, this time at the back of our mat. Really nice. So same thing, knees tracking over the second toe of our feet. And then this time let's take a breath in and lift through that left arm, coming into a twist. As you breathe out, bring the left hand down, and then inhale to bring the right arm up. Exhaling. Inhaling, press through the hands. Come back into Uttanasana, forward fold. Take a breath in and lift through the heart space. And then as you breathe out, walk yourself forwards into downward facing dog. Again, pressing into the hands, lifting the hips high. Two more breaths here. Take your time to bend your knees and then step the right foot forwards. You might need to take 2 steps here. Turning on our heels, coming into a standing forward fold, feet out wide. Let your head, neck and jaw go and bend your knees as much as you need to here. Feet slightly pigeon-toed, facing in towards the center. And then let's shake our head from side to side to release the neck and jaw. Take a breath in here and lift through the chest. And then as you breathe out, see if you can bring the head closer to the earth. One more time. Breathing in, lift the chest. Breathing out. Really nice. Let's bring our hands onto our waists and take a breath in to see if we can come up to standing. Now turn your feet out to the side, sit your hips down into goddess pose. Bring your hands onto your knees and then lift your toes, optional, off the ground. Feel the grounding of your feet here. Feel the weight of your pelvis as it sinks down and the drawing of the crown of your head up. Release your toes if you've lifted them. Take one more breath. And then as you exhale, let's tip the weight forwards and come back down into our forward fold. Turn back to face the front of your mat and step back into downward facing dog. Bring your knees to the earth, sit your hips to your heels, and rest in a child's pose. 5 breaths here. Every breath out, releasing you down, feeling the earth supporting you. Gently inhaling to lift your head, and then walking back towards the back of your mat to come into a seated position. Let's extend the legs away from us and give them a shake. And bring the right sole of your foot in towards the left inner thigh. You can keep the left knee slightly bent here. As you breathe in, feel the sit bones rooting down towards the ground. And then as you breathe out, begin to walk yourself forwards into Jambu Sirsasana. Finding that forward fold. Remembering that it's not how far we come into this pose, but how we treat ourselves on the way down. Really feeling that connection with the ground, the earth, as you breathe out. Take an inhalation to walk yourself back. And then very gently swapping legs. Right knee bent this time. Inhaling, feeling the sit bones. Exhaling, gently walking yourself forwards. One more breath here. Gently inhaling, walk yourself back up. And then we'll come and lie down on our backs, squeezing the knees into the chest. You could sway from side to side here. And then plant the soles of the feet on the ground quite close in towards the pelvis. Imagine that you had a book or a block between your thighs. And then take a breath in and lift the pelvis off of the floor, pressing into the feet and coming up into bridge pose. You could have your eyes closed here. As you breathe out, each vertebrae melts down into the ground. Two more times. Breathing in, press into the ground, lift up through the waist, into the shoulders. Breathing out, relaxing the vertebrae back onto the earth. One last time, in your own time. When you're ready, gently swaying your knees from side to side, allowing the lower back to neutralize. And then let's give ourselves one last final hug before coming to lie down completely on the earth. Find a position that feels comfortable for you and breathe out through your mouth. Notice how the earth feels underneath your body. Feel into the ground as you sink down into it. Notice the unconditional support of the earth beneath you. Every breath out, reaffirming this connection. Back of the head, heavily sinking into and surrendering to the earth. even the micro muscles of your eyes still in your head. Coming back home to that place in the earth of stillness, of peace. Knowing that this is a place that you can always come back to. Spend as long as you need here. 5 more minutes, 10, 20 more minutes. When you feel ready, wiggling your fingers, your toes. Breathing in and out deeply. Gently squeezing the knees into the chest. And rolling onto whichever side you choose today. Taking your time to come up into seated. And bring your hands to your heart center. Bowing into your body, thanking it for its wisdom. Thank you for joining me. Namaste.